Hi guys, welcome to this video. My name is Kunle Hologun. So off the back of our global tour on COVID-19, how countries respond globally. A number of countries across the world are gradually easing the lockdown.
You remember the images, healthcare workers struggling to keep the sick alive, the ICUs overflowing. Spain was hit harder than most nations, and for the first time in weeks since COVID-19, tonight, some relief. That nation's allowing some non-essential workers back on the job.
Bit by bit, the British capital is coming back to life. People, traffic, and a glint of optimism.
Nigeria's main city sees an easing of coronavirus lockdowns, though it sees a rollback of some of the coronavirus precautions, about 1.5. And Morocco sets up shelters for homeless people following shelter-in-place orders.
So as the lockdown is eased across various countries of the world, how do we perceive the new norm? There has been a number of questions from our viewers sent to me that how do we perceive the new norm post-COVID-19? How do we live our lives after that?
Medium Jamaica unless quarantine cup. Hold on. We don't understand about quarantine, eh? What now do? I'm not telling you to stay in. Miss Lady, I talked to you last week.
Don't play with me now.
Look for me. You know here. Oh, alright, go in.
Jesus
you think it's a play thing? Go on. Hey boy, go in. Go in.
Yo.
You know say, hey.
Yo.
Hey, hold that again.
No man, that go to the now.
Kick me? You're mad. Hey boy, go down. Don't play with the cup. Don't play Jamaica unless. Watch ya. You play with me. You know me say social distancing. You hear me? Me not care if he's a postman or you doing delivery. Me say nobody on the road. Social distancing. Get home. Come. Don't take my picture. Don't.
Oh my God. I can't laugh. This is so funny. Instagram. Sorry guys, but by the way, this happened in Brazil in 2013 and it has nothing to do with the COVID-19 global lockdown. And by the way, what I enjoyed most about this video is the Jamaican commentary. I like that background commentary from those two guys, and at the end of it, Instagram. So joke apart, let's get real. So how do we perceive the new norm as the world eases the global lockdown? For me, one thing that we cannot dispute is that a number of people have lost loved ones and there has been so many pain across various families. So the first thing that I think will be difficult for anyone to eradicate is the psychological effect of this pandemic. A number of families, they have lost loved ones. Friends have lost their friends, and a number, even in the public, it will be really difficult for people to get through this psychologically. So for instance, I will be thinking twice now before I get out there to say I want to get on the bus or do anything. The psychological effect will still be there. So the next thing that I would think about is the social distancing. In terms of social distancing, we have to accept that the new norm has come to stay. A number of things has definitely come to stay. When you talk of people getting on the bus, for instance here in London, when you get on the bus, in the past you get in on the bus through the front door and you exit through the back door. But now the front door is shut completely because of a number of drivers that were infected and they died in the process. And now we only use the back door to enter and exit on the buses. We need to get used to this. On the trains as well, things like this are happening. On our stores, all the stores where we get all our groceries, we have observed that before you get into a store these days, you have to queue outside. You have to maintain social distance, at least like 1 meter from each other before you get onto the store and start shopping. What I would suggest is you may want to think about planning the time you come out to shop. The time you shop with cost in your local store, you need to plan yourself. For instance, myself, I think in the evenings it's a lot quieter in my local store, the Tesco around me. Sometimes I just drive down there in the evening and it's a lot quieter, not many people in there, and I do my shopping and I get home. Another thing that will be changing is our offices. A number of organizations are currently restructuring the way their offices are positioned. Most of our offices currently, they are open offices, but currently, majority of these service providers are now thinking of returning to the traditional way, which is the cubicle. A good example of this video.
I normally work in a cubicle, but since the pandemic, my home is now my office. My dining room table, now my desk.
As all of us make major shifts of our workspaces, experts say when we return to the office, our mindsets will need to shift too.
We're going to go back to the days where we have barriers put in place to separate employees and to maintain distance among employees. So I think it will be a major upheaval for organizations to reconfigure their workspaces that way.
Once you've arrived in the office, take note of that tape on the floor and circular marks surrounding the desk. That shows the areas of your coworkers' personal space.
It comes down to some basic concepts, things like colored carpet, or in a less sophisticated or expensive application, taping off what 6 feet workstations look like. So it's very visual.
So when we get back to the office, we need to get used to this. Also, our schools will be changing. Here in UK, there's been an announcement that all our schools should open by the 1st of June. But a number of parents are wary. They are worried about the health of their children. And I don't blame them, because they have to be sure that it is safe out there for their children to return to the schools so that they do not contract the COVID-19. Another thing that will be changing for us is our churches. As we all know, all the churches across the globe are on lockdown, and some are just currently being eased. In America currently, Donald Trump has pronounced that we should have churches to be part of key essential organizations and services, and that they should reopen with immediate effect across various states, like in this video.
Today I'm identifying houses of worship, churches, synagogue, and mosques as essential places that provide essential services. Right thing and allow these very important essential places of faith to open right now for this weekend. If they don't do it, I will override the governors. In America, we need more prayer, not less. Thank you very much. Thank you.
As the churches open across the world, the pastors, the leadership of each of these churches need to ensure that the members' safety comes first, and it is of utmost priority in their various churches. Probably still maintaining the social distancing, making sure members wash their hands when they come in. Also, this applies to mosque as well, every place of worship. Also, talk about sporting activities. For instance, in Germany, the Bundesliga has now reopened, and all of the players and clubs, they are playing currently behind closed doors. And this has been the second week. In June, the Premier League here in UK is looking to open. The Premier League are currently reviewing how best to return to actions across this stadia in UK. Event centers is another thing that will be changing. If you are running an event center, this might be a good time for you to start planning a virtual show. You may want to think about this as well, and majority of this definitely will be coming to stay. And also, flight. A number of us, we travel oftentimes. We travel to so many parts of the world, people go on holiday. Have you guys heard of Warren Buffett, the number 4th richest man on the planet, whose assets currently stood at $67.5 billion as at March 8, 2020, according to Forbes magazine. He has recently admitted that he made a mistake to have invested in 4 different airlines across America, and he has sold out all of his shares. Watch him in this video.
The world changed for airlines, and I wish him well, but
Berkshire offloaded its entire position in American, Delta, Southwest, and United Airlines in April, Buffett adding that he made a mistake investing in airlines after Berkshire reported a record first quarter net loss of nearly $50 billion. Buffett also saying Berkshire took a series of measures to respond to the pandemic, including providing cash to its struggling operating units.
So another thing that will be changing our life post-COVID-19 lockdown is face mask. In terms of face mask, look at these ones from Nigeria.
Medical mask, please.
And talk about face mask. People are now using face mask as a fashion. I love Nigeria. I love this country so much that people have already, changed their ways of life. They've already started thinking that I need to wear the same kind of clothes and have the same kind of mask on. And talk about face mask in itself. Have you guys heard of commentary from Pastor Chris?
You will call it a conspiracy theory. For example, wearing a mask for several hours. How can a scientist not know that that is self-poisoning by CO2? Because the carbon monoxide that you are exhaling from you cannot go out as fast. So you're trapping it within the mask and taking most of it back into you.
So another thing Pastor Chris has said is wearing a face mask is dangerous to health. We may not see the effect now, but in the next 10 years, people may start dying.
This is elementary science. You cannot use a mask for long without poisoning your own system. Now, what's going to happen to these people is not immediate. The self-poisoning will produce results in about 10 years' time and beyond, where you find a whole generation of people sick and dying.
Another question I was asked was, how will technology affect organizations and our lives in future? It is not far-fetched. Majority of us, if not all of us, we have solely relied on technology during this global lockdown. For instance, businesses has resolved on a number of their staffs working from home. This is the only way to get the business running. And if any organization is still not thinking around this, which has come to stay, then it will fail to plan, has definitely planned to fail. Such an organization is planning to fail. A number of staffs need to start thinking of how they work remotely, and also they've adopted, technologies like Zoom, Skype, Teams. This is the order of the day. You can have your meeting anywhere. In fact, majority of organizations are now thinking that should they actually be having all of those skyscrapers, all of those buildings that cost them fortune to maintain, in terms of paying for the facilities, the security, the cleaning, the receptionist, all of this. Majority of the organization will start thinking that, wait a minute, we are spending so much money maintaining this building, but actually a number of our staffs are working remotely in the last 2 months, 3 months, and they've been able to do the work successfully. Do we not need to cut down on the number of floors that we use in this building? And we encourage more staffs to be working from home. Majority of organizations are definitely thinking around this. And in terms of our lives, technology has hugely impacted us significantly. Majority of our shoppings were done online throughout the global lockdown. I have also received a question like, what will the role of artificial intelligence mean for us post-COVID-19? Is this a way forward? I need to let you know this. Artificial intelligence has come to stay.
Times for artificial intelligence, or AI. But what is AI? AI is the science of making machines smart. using algorithms to allow computers to solve problems which used to be solved only by humans. AI already powers search engines, online shopping recommendations, and digital assistants. Radiologists can use AI to calculate the exact shape and volume of tumours, revolutionising treatment. Astronomers use AI to find and evaluate exoplanets in distant solar systems. And unhappy motorists are using it to discover if they can overturn parking fines. The possibilities of AI are endless, from fraud prevention to developing new strategies to address climate change. AI technologies today are brilliant at analysing vast amounts of data to learn to complete a particular task, a technique called machine learning. But even without achieving this broad intelligence, AI is raising questions. How might AI affect work? People will still be needed in the workplace, but jobs and roles are likely to change as some tasks become automated and new jobs are created. There is a risk that, at least in the short term, this could increase inequality if some people are disproportionately affected and benefits aren't widely shared across society. And what about social equality and fairness? Bias coming from AI systems, even if unintentional, could disproportionately affect some social groups, influencing anything from job prospects to treatment by the justice system. Technology can play a role in helping to manage bias, but people need to address big questions about how society wants to use AI. Technology with AI at its heart has the power to change the world. The more of us that engage with shaping its development, the more chance we have to ensure a better, fairer future with AI.
So clearly, COVID-19 has changed a number of things in terms of the way we live our lives. However, I'm not sure if this change will remain forever, because we know that human beings, they tend to forget things easily. Maybe 3 years down the line, 4 or 5 years down the line, people will start recovering and returning to their usual normal way of life and not observe this social distancing and all of these activities anymore. But in the near future, this COVID-19 has changed a number of things significantly, and we cannot afford not to change with it. So moving on, have you guys heard of BAME? That is Black Asian Minority Ethnic Group. That they are twice or 3 times likely to die from COVID-19 due to their low immune system. As in this report,
despite only accounting for 13% of the population, many BAME people are key workers on the front line. 44% of NHS doctors and 24% of nurses are from black and ethnic minorities. Multi-generational living is also a factor. Bangladeshi households account for almost a third of England's 23 million overcrowded houses. Pakistani and Indian homes are also more likely to have more people in them. There are existing health inequalities too. People of South Asian descent are 6 times more likely to have type 2 diabetes than white Europeans.
It is still unclear how this report came about and what are the key drivers of this report, but it is currently being investigated by the British authority. By the way, this report is not just impacting people across London or UK in terms of BAME, but it is also impacting all of those BAME in New York as well.
The virus is serious. It's killing people. It's killing black and brown people at a disproportionate rate.
It is worth pointing out that 44% of doctors, nurses, care workers, bus drivers are blacks and they are exposed across UK. But from me, I think I will be advising that people from Black, Asia and ethnic minority, they need to consider the following 5 things. Number 1, their lifestyle. Majority of people that came from this background, they tend to work harder work more hours than their white counterpart. This really need to be thought about. Think about it. You're from Asia, you're from Africa, you're from Caribbean. You need to think about your life. Try to balance the work life and your personal life as well. I appreciate that you need to save some money, you need to make money, you need to invest, you need to do so many things. You're building houses back home in Africa or in Asia or in Caribbean island, anywhere else. But think about it, you can only live in one house at a time. And think about it, you only have one life to live. You work, and you don't have rest. When they call for overtime, you're there. But you forgot that you don't look after your health. You don't sleep as much as you should sleep. You don't eat healthy food as much as you should be eating. But yet you are working so hard and you don't look after yourself. This is really, really dangerous to your health. You need to reduce the overtime you're working. You need to spend time away. Go on holiday. Spend time, switch off away from all the bills or all the activities that you're used to. Think about a number of things, refresh your memories and re-strategize for the new age. Rather than just working and you don't have a plan and you are not, looking after your health. At the end of the day, your health should take priority. It is because you are alive. That is why you're thinking you want to buy properties in Africa or in Caribbean island or in Asia. It's because you're alive. Number 2 thing I want to advise us is the kind of food we eat. We need to eat healthy food. You need to cook healthy food. That chicken that you have been frying, stop frying it. Grill your chicken. Grill your chicken. This is really important. I cannot overemphasize it. Reduce oil consumption. You cannot continue to consume oil, endangering your life and endangering the life of people around you that you are cooking for. Also, when you cook your healthy food, endeavor to take it to the office, take it to your work. If you're a bus driver, if you're a nurse, if you're a carer, take your food with you because it's healthy food. Stop eating junk at work. Stop eating junk. This is not going to help you anyway. It's not good and it's dangerous to your health. Also, take more fruit. Think about it. As much fruit you take is good for your health. This is really important and I cannot overemphasize this. Number 3 thing is you need to watch your weight. Watch your weight. You can't just eat without you watching your weight. This is really important. I think you really need to think about it. Watch your weight very well and don't just add unnecessary weight. For me, I check myself. The day I start panting and I'm really uncomfortable with my health or climbing the stairs and I'm not comfortable with myself, I'm really, really worried. I get back to the gym and I reduce the food I'm eating and I tend to eat more fruit and then I get back to shape. This helps me a lot. You may want to think same as well. Number 4 thing is you need to exercise. Exercise. Go to gym. If you're from Black, Asian, ethnic minority, endeavor to exercise. This is really important. It gives you a longer life. It keeps you healthier and fitter. This goes a long way. Get to gym. Build gym in your garage. Build gym in the house. No matter how small the house you are living, it's not an excuse. Even if you have just one room, you can still create a gym in that one room. Build a gym and attend gym. This is really important. Number 5th thing and the last thing is you need to visit your doctor. This is really important. Go for medical checkup. Check your health. We are blessed with this national health service in England and Wales. It's free for us. You can walk in, see your GP, you get checked, you get tested. I've done that several times. I've been referred to Queen's Hospital in central London where I just said I want to check everything about myself, my health, and I get scanned from head to toe and the result comes back, oh no, you're fine, nothing, we can't find anything, you're brilliant, your heart rate is pumping very well, breathing well. This is important. Get health checked. Visit your doctor. I understand in New York, it's really hard to see doctors over there. I was speaking to my brother that lives in America just last night. It made me to understand that if you visit a doctor over there, you are likely to get a bill of up to £2,000 in some cases for visiting. That is alarming. If you go in, if you say you want to test yourself for COVID-19 and you get tested, they might send a bill of £2,000 to you. And over there in America, you have to have health insurance before you can access medical. And that makes things a lot difficult, especially for those that are not documented. Those that does not have a stay in the country, they will not be able to visit their doctor, which I totally understand. And that probably resulted into one of the highest number of deaths in COVID-19 in New York. Unfortunately, this is an alarming, case. This is really difficult. Hopefully, the government of America will think about this and make things a lot easier for all of the citizens so that they can access the medical care in the country. Hopefully, this video has helped you. Let me know what you guys think about all of this point. Feel free to add your comments in the section below, and we can always discuss this. Also, feel free to send us many topics as you want us to discuss in our subsequent videos. A number of people have sent topics and they're on queue that we will be looking to discuss these topics. Hopefully, this video has helped someone. Before I leave today, I want to say Happy Ramadan to all my Muslim brothers and sisters. I hope you are enjoying this period. Also, I want to specifically call out my friend Habib Omosoya, aka Bebo. Happy Ramadan. Also, to my very good friend Alaji Ajibola Awosoya, who is also my friend here in UK. Happy Ramadan, Alaji. And to my childhood friend Taufik Olarafe, all the way in Lagos, Nigeria. It's also his birthday today. Happy Ramadan to you and a happy birthday to you. I hope you enjoy your day and you enjoy this Ramadan period. And to another great friend, Ahmed Musa, the former Leicester and Nigeria winger, who is also celebrating Ramadan today.
Moses. Nigeria looking much more promising in the second half. Great ball, Musa! Well, they never managed to shot in the first half, but they scored with their second in the second half. Great running by Victor Moses. And the finish, well, speaks for itself. Wonderful strike. And Nigeria lead by a goal to nil.
El Fútbol Club Barcelona despeja ahí. El este. Bien arriba. Que viene del PSK de Moscú. Perfecta la combinación de Drinkwater, Okazaki, el japonés que viene ahí. Cómo se giran de Mathieu con un centro de gravedad mucho más bajo. Sergi va intentando robarlo, pero perfecto, aguanta hasta el final. Imposible ahí. Paraba así porque lo tiene justo enfrente y le cambia.
Happy Ramadan to you, my friend. Put up the picture of myself and Ahmed Musa. Yes, he's my very good friend, as you can see. We've come a long way. We get in touch with each other. So, happy Ramadan, Ahmed. I wish you the very best at this time. And lastly, to my father, to my uncle, to my senior boss, my everything, Alhaji Adebayo Salami, aka Ogabelu. Happy Ramadan to you, sir. I saw your message. And also, I want to say a massive shout out to Ogabelu. Ogabelu called me. I was so happy to receive your call just a few days ago. We spoke for about 30 minutes, discussing a number of things, and he said, I'm his son. He's so happy about the work that we are doing here in London, how much we've impacted lives positively. I said, thank you so much for that wonderful words and encouragement, sir. We love you so much. We pray for long life and good health to you as well, sir, as you celebrate your birthday previously. Thank you so much. And also, I want to say thank you so much for sharing our video on your Instagram account. As you can see, Ogabilo shared our video on his Instagram account, not just once, but twice. I just want to say thank you so much for honoring us. God will honor you, sir. Thank you so much. We love you so much. Please know that the next time you are coming to London, I'm picking you up from the airport and you are staying at my place. Thank you so much. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you are yet to subscribe to my channel on YouTube, please kindly do so by clicking the link below. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now. Peace out.